Welcome back to Beautifully Complex. As I've said over and over in this podcast series this week, our educational system is centered on correction and compliance. For many, many, many decades, normal kids have succeeded and all others have been segregated. While we no longer segregate all the kids with learning difficulties, we still haven't embraced diversity and individuality in learning and all the gifts that embracing it really truly offers. What really gets me riled up about the lack of individuality in education is that we have science that proves there's a better way. Why is avoiding change more important than leaning into what we know about human biology, learning, and wellness? I'll never understand it, but I will keep lifting my voice about the changes we need every chance I get. So, what is it that biology is teaching us about learning? Number one, how our body is feeling dictates our availability to learn. If your nervous system is dysregulated, your cognitive function is reduced and you cannot learn. A dysregulated kid may be sitting at their desk. They might seem to be listening to you, but they are not taking everything in, processing it, and learning because their body is actually sounding alarm bells at them. A dysregulated kid could also be out of their seat, moving around. They could be avoiding the work. They might be irritable. Maybe they're asking to leave the classroom repeatedly. Their body is also sounding those alarm bells and telling them that they need to fight or flee. That student's cognitive function is also reduced, and they're not learning much either. Remember the way Charlie Brown heard his teacher? Charlie was an anxious guy. That means that his body was sounding alarms and he was dysregulated. He wasn't really hearing and processing what the teacher was saying because of that. This is the experience that many of our neurodivergent kids have in the classroom. Their nervous system has been activated and triggered. They are dysregulated. Their thinking brain isn't as available, if available at all. And all they're hearing, their whole experience is kind of this fish tank, womp, 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 womp sort of experience. Clearly, Charlie Brown wasn't learning at those times. He was not hearing what the teacher was actually saying. And your child or student isn't either if they're dysregulated. Even if they're at school, even if their body is in the classroom and their butt is in the chair, even if they're not being disruptive, if they are dysregulated, they're not fully available to learn. So that means that just getting kids to school doesn't mean they're going to learn. And I'm going to dive a lot deeper into that in the next podcast episode here, which is the last in this series for this week. Regulation is a topic that comes up in the majority of the workshops in this School Struggles Summit in 2023. It's that crucial, paramount, pivotal to learning. When you embrace making sure that kids are regulated, it changes everything about learning and school. And you're going to learn how to do that in this summit. So join us for the 2023 School Struggles Summit and learn a lot more about helping kids to be regulated in school, outside of school, when they're doing homework, when they're at school activities or functions. This applies to both parents and educators. To grab your free spot for the summit, which takes place September 28th through the 30th, 2023, you'll go to thebehaviorrevolution.com/school. You can grab a free spot, participate on those 3 days. If you're not available, you can purchase a fast pass and watch whenever you want on your own time and pace.